Budapest is one of my favorite cities in Europe. We just arrived by train this morning from the place of Stefan's birth, Timișoara, and we're gonna spend only one day here. Luckily for me, Stefan also speaks Hungarian as well as Romanian and English, so it's gonna make traveling here really easy. Apparently there's a few scams. We just saw one where there's this dude, he had a box, 3 cups on it and a ball. Pretty common game, right? Except for the fact that all of his buddies were in on this bit and they lured a tourist in, and yeah, he didn't win. Budapest has some very exceptional neighborhoods, and the architecture can change frequently from one step to the next. Stefan isn't a big fan of being on film, but wanted to try his hand at hosting a segment to let you know how frequently building designs change. English isn't his first language, so I'm gonna subtitle what he says because his crazy foreign accent may be a bit thick for some viewers.
Alright, go for it. This is the most mix and match place I've ever seen in my life. Cool.
Good work, buds. One moment we're on cobblestone streets, next we're walking past brick buildings, and then we're in some sort of 1970s decor. Little tiny alleys, just like Stefan said. Oh, cool. That's a school. Schools don't look like that where I come from in Canada. And also, while we were here, Stefan was giving me a piece of information that he has never told me before. He was one of the teacher's kids. His mom was a teacher in Romania, and he was taught by her. Teachers' kids are always so weird. My nephew's gonna be a teacher's kid. Ooh. Getting around Budapest is pretty easy, all things considered, but when I travel I like to walk as much as possible. I find it allows me the chance to see things I would miss on mass transit. For the busy roadway up top, what better way to cross than underground? Since we're talking transit, I've got a story to tell you from my own journey. Typical of many cities across Europe, stations like this are the major gateway for travelers. I shot this footage my first night in Europe. I flew from Vancouver to Budapest and wanted to take the train to meet Stefan in Romania. However, it wasn't simple getting here. The night bus I hopped on from the airport had changed its route without updating the schedule I had. It landed me at this interchange in the middle of nowhere, and no one there spoke English. I had to guess which bus to hop on next, and luckily, I arrived in the city. When I showed up here around 3 a.m., a security guard let me into the closed building because it was unsafe outside. This proves that if you get into an uncomfortable situation while traveling, you can generally figure it out. A philosophy I'll put to the test later on in my European journeys. Well, what do you want to do, Stefan?
Well, we could smoke a joint right now.
Or we could travel to the top of Buda Castle. Alright, just for the record, Stefan is as clean cut as they come, but he likes to joke around about stuff he hasn't done. This is going to become particularly evident when he talks about girls. That's right, buddy. I just said that. It happened. Deal with it. Budapest gets its name by combining the area of Buda, found to the west of the Danube River, with the area of Pest, found on its east bank. And its population, around 1.7 million today, is actually less than it was during its peak in 1980. A vernacular will transport those unwilling to hike up to Budapest's Buda Castle. From above, impressive views await. If you ever find yourself exploring this city, it's basically compulsory for you to come up here, the seat from which many kings have ruled their empire. Oh, and once again, here's Stefan being a goon. Did I mention how much fun he has giving me a hard time? Well, check this out.
Jordan's too drunk to videotape right now, so you're gonna have to excuse this part of the video.
Like,
I got it, dog. Just start talking. People are getting freaking bored.
Dude, it's been recording that whole time?
Yeah, it has.
Oh,
People are
gosh.
falling asleep.
Okay. Okay, but I'll talk only if you don't. Stefan and I are on our way to a place that's an underground jazz club here in Budapest. It's gonna be fantastic, but this is gonna be the end of the journey for you because we're gonna put the camera away at our hostel so that we can basically just have a good time without having to worry about filming. And so we'll.
Jordan's hooking up tonight.
I'm not hooking up tonight,
bullshit.
Stefan. So we'll see you tomorrow in Bratislava. You're such a tool. You are such a
liar.
tool.